Hello everyone and welcome back for another Big Bagganeer Bonanza event. We're so lucky. Today we've got the incredible Natalie from Sew HungryHippie, or known as Sew HungryHippie, here with us today. Now if you've not seen Natalie before, if you've not seen Sew HungryHippie before, Natalie stocks an incredible range of vinyl products, vinyl fabrics, and also some just gorgeous zips, which I'm hoping I'm going to have a chance to ask about later, but I forgot to check that with Natalie first. Hopefully she'll be okay with that. Oh, I can see we've got a few people joining us already. That's really cool. Who have we got here? Nova and Tammy are here already. So I'm going to bring Natalie in to join us. Do say hi to Natalie. This is the first time she's come and joined us here in Sewing Patterns by Mrs. H, and we're really excited to have her here with us today. So Natalie, hello.
Hello, hi.
How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
Oh, marvelous, absolutely marvelous. Thank you so much for joining us today. So, I mean, am I right in thinking it's middle of the afternoon where you are at the moment?
It is. It's 3 p.m. Yes.
Wow. What's the weather like in your part of the world?
Well, I'm in the Midwest in Wisconsin, so right this week it's been a little bit chilly for spring. Well, we were spoiled with some warm weather a week ago, so right now about 45 to 50s Fahrenheit, and I'm trying to think what that is Celsius. I don't know.
Don't even worry about it. Over here in the UK, the weather is always in Celsius until summer, and then they start saying it in Fahrenheit. I don't know, it's a bigger number or something, so it makes us feel like it's hotter, I guess.
Right, yes. Funny. Oh,
so everyone who's watching, let us know whereabouts in the world you are and what the weather is like right now. Just give us a little hi so that we know you're here with us today. So yes, thank you everyone who is here to get to know Natalie a little bit better. We're going to have a little bit of a chat with you, Natalie, if that's okay. And then we are going to come over to the comments and see if anyone's got any questions for you. So if you've got a question, pop them below in the comments and we'll come to you very soon. So first up, we always love to start any interview we do by getting to know you a little bit better. So could you please tell us a bit about yourself? You said where you're from. I mean, what is it that you do aside from stocking vinyl? Are there any significant people in your life? Have you got any fur babies or quality control inspectors? Tell us about yourself.
Yes. So yeah, now I'm living near Madison, Wisconsin, and been here about 5 or 6 years now. I'm losing track of time. Things about what are you old you get.
Yes.
But funnily enough, previous to that, I did live in the UK near Cambridge. Yeah, because my husband is Air Force, and we were stationed over there for a few years, and it was so good. I just loved it. I love you all.
That totally explains your comment from the other day about how you love the East Anglia and Wales and Cornwall and everywhere.
Yes, it's so funny because my husband's like, you dragged me all over that country, and I'm glad for it. But I did. Every time he had, any time off, we would just travel around the UK.
Oh,
so that's why I said all the areas, But I do have a fur baby, Tori, and she makes appearances in my Instagram a lot. Let me see if she'll come here. She's taking a nap. Come here, Tori.
That's okay. If she's asleep, it's okay, honestly. I've seen the cutest photo where she's using your sewing machine to make a quilt.
Yes, I'll grab her in a minute. But she
adorable.
So funny. Yes, and she snorts and snores. And we rescued her from a pound, actually, so we're very lucky with her.
That's lovely. She definitely does seem adorable. So viewers, if you've not seen Tori before, then if you pop over to Instagram or Facebook or YouTube after this and look for @SewHungryHippie, you can have a little look at Tori for yourself. And you're going to want to, because that's an important thing that you need to know if you're going to enter the giveaway that we're going to talk about later. So you'll need to see Tori in order to answer the question.
Yes, awesome. Yes.
So I mean, obviously, we wanted to talk a bit about your sewing, if that's okay, rather than about your adorable quality control inspector the whole time, although I'm sure we could. So how long have you been sewing for? What started you sewing?
I have been sewing since 2009, and I'm self-taught, and I actually started in England when we were stationed there, because suddenly I was a nurse previously, and when we moved, of course, I couldn't just get a job. I didn't have an English nursing license, so I was at home. Yeah, but it was a blessing because I was able to stay home with my kids. Who Ruby was actually born in England, in Barry St. Edmunds, you know. And so I taught myself how to sew, and blogs were big then, and I would go on blogs and learn things, and also a lot of experimentation, a lot of trial and error. I tell people all the time, I made a lot of bad projects.
I think we all do. Yeah, we all start out with like that.
And you learn, and it's okay. It's just fabric. It's okay.
Yeah.
So that's how I got started.
Wow, that's amazing. It's funny. I'm pretty sure our own Mrs. H started out on the blog scene as well. I think that's where she came into it. And hers was experimentation, just like with you. She wanted a thrifty gift for a friend, and there wasn't anything that she liked out there, so she went ahead and made a bag. Wow. Suddenly here we are 10 years later. So for you, how did you get into bag making?
I think that is the reason I wanted to learn to sew, was I wanted to make my own bag. And then it kind of graduated into, well, I want to make clothes that are more comfortable, that really fit me, into that. And then eventually it led to making some quilts. And it's funny, my most famous quilt of all time is the UK flag.
Yes. Yeah, the one that you shared earlier.
Yeah. So
that's fabulous.
I think that's why I got into it, and really loved how you can do so many different things and with different materials and make it look different just with small tweaks. And it was so fun. And then in 2015 or 16, I found Samantha in the bag of the month, and I'm like, whoop, here I go. And did that.
I am constantly amazed how many people have come to us through Bag of the Month Club. I had no idea that you were one of them. That's amazing. Yep. Samantha will be really chuffed when she sees that. For anyone who's not in the UK or hasn't been to the UK, chuffed is a good word. It means happy.
Love that word.
It is definitely a funny word. So with your bag making, you've got some incredible bag designs. What was it? What inspired you to make those? I think I was supposed to ask about inspiration later, but it's popped into my head now. What inspired you? Because you've got one that's a banana shape. You've got an eye. You've got an LP record. They're amazing. Where does your inspiration come from for those?
I think sometimes I'm just a little wacky, and I'm like, well, why not? Life's too short. And one day I was talking with my friend Amy, who also designs patterns. She's Tansy Designs, I believe, on Instagram. And she's like, I find it really funny that you don't like to eat bananas, but you like banana smell, you like banana fabric, you like banana print clothing, you like this and that. And I'm like, we need a banana bag.
Genius idea.
Yeah, just
that is a genius idea. I kind of know what you mean with bananas. I can't eat them, unfortunately. I have an intolerance to them, which is really annoying because I used to rely on them as being like a quick source of potassium. But the taste of bananas is nowhere near as good as the smell of bananas.
Exactly.
They're completely different. It's bizarre. I did read a thing about how it's all to do with there was a blight or something that got rid of all but this one strain of bananas that's left. So that's why what we smell as banana isn't what tastes of it. It's because of some blight or fungus from years ago.
Wow.
But bear in mind, I'm not a banana scientist.
Are you sure?
I don't think I look like one either. So maybe we've got a banana scientist in the comments. If you know more about bananas than we do, please let us know.
Okay.
Back onto sewing.
Yes. So, and then the eye bag. I'm obsessed with eyeballs. I don't know why. Not scary eyeballs, but just, like the eye. And I thought, why don't we have an eye bag? How funny.
Why not? Definitely why not?
There we go.
And your record bag as well. That is such a distinctive shape that one is. I did see a comment from someone about how they're not sure if they forget to zip it up, their things fall out of it, and they're not sure how to prevent that from happening. So I don't know if you've got a tip for them. I was thinking maybe like, I don't know, a bit of mesh or something inside, or pockets.
Yes, and there are zipper pockets inside for that reason. But it is about balance. Yeah, you do have to have kind of, I guess, heavier things in the bottom, and well, I guess you would anyways. But yeah, put it in the zipper if it's important.
Well, just don't forget to zip up your bag before you turn it upside down.
Yeah. That sounds like something I do. I often walk around in stores and I think, why is my bag just not zipped? Just open. I think it's just, like, shut it. It just
yes.
Oh, that's funny. They said they just made banana muffins. Smells good in the house. I bet it does.
Yeah, let's find out who that is. If you're commenting, if it's your first time commenting, you probably aren't aware that we don't get to see your name on our screens, just that you've commented. And that is Anne who said that.
Oh, hi, Anne.
That's nice. If only we could have smell through the screen. Wouldn't that be nice?
Oh, that's next.
We can smell banana muffins right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Back on sewing again. So, obviously, a lot of your designs involve and incorporate vinyl fabric. Why vinyl fabric? I mean, did that inspire you to sew bags, or did sewing bags with vinyl fabric inspire you to set up your own store? How did you get to this point?
I think that because I grew up childhood in the 80s, I am attracted to bright, shiny, kind of iridescent, colorful things. It's funny because I brought this one up here, and this is the one that actually made me purchase vinyl in the first place. Because
I'm gonna make you giant.
Oh, yay! I don't know if there's no sunlight in my room, but it is iridescent.
That's beautiful.
And I just thought, why? Since I don't often think a lot about what I'm wearing, I like to have a flashy bag, right? It's your identity in a way. It's a way to show your identity. And I thought, well, I want to be colorful and bright and have fun. And a bag, you can make, I don't know, 10, 20 bags and switch them out every week if you wanted to, right? It's easy. Where investing in a whole new wardrobe would be really expensive and hard. So, that's what I'm into vinyl. And of course, I did think about leather, but it's just so expensive. So I thought, well, vinyl's kind of a nice in-between because it lasts a really long time.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, it won't break down like on the bottom of bags. Sometimes when it's cotton, that can get worn out. With this, it's not going to wear out for a really long time. So I like that. And I like that they're thin enough to sew without a lot of problems. And that brings me to the Teflon Foot.
Oh, let's zoom in so everyone can see the Teflon Foot.
Yeah, so sometimes people call it a non-stick foot. But when I put this on my machine, it just glides right over the vinyl. There's no sticking. And that's just a game changer.
So I was going to ask earlier because I'm a time traveler. No, I was going to ask later about your top tips. But I mean, you're already coming out with them there, which is very cool. So Tammy is inspired by what you've said about the colors. That sounds like something I should adopt. My wardrobe is black and gray. So,
yeah, I know that,
good
Tammy.
idea.
I find myself wearing a lot of black or black and white stripes. I do a lot of that. And it's just a comfort thing. You can reach for it quickly. You know, you get dressed. You don't have to spend a lot of time. But that is, you know, the bag thing. I think it's fun to just spice it up with the colorful bags. Or a weird bag, like an eye bag.
Yes. Oh, that is.
Well, that
is brilliant.
But
I was going to ask next what your favorite thing is about sewing with vinyl, but I think you've just told us that it's easy and it's colorful and it's not as expensive as leather.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of our viewers, they haven't used vinyl fabric before. Some of them are a little bit unsure about it, a bit nervous about it. So when they do try it, because I'm sure they will after watching this, what do you think they're going to find the most surprising thing about using vinyl fabric?
Just that it's not near as difficult as it seems like it would be, because I remember feeling that way too when I first bought some vinyl online, whatever that is. And I was very afraid, oh, you know, it's good. How do I put this through the machine? How do I get the threads and all the stuff? And I find if you just keep it really simple, really basic, everything is fine. If you're brand new, you want to use a bag design that's not super complicated, you know, just to build your confidence a bit.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And definitely use a Teflon foot and a strong all-purpose thread. You know, I like several brands, but I tend to buy Gutermann all-purpose. It's just strong. Cotton thread, which a lot of quilters will use, it can snap and break. So
that's a really good tip. You've actually got a guide on your website, haven't you, into to how to sew with vinyl fabric?
Right, I do. Yeah, it's a free PDF download, or you can just read it like a blog post if you don't want to download it. And it's got a lot of tips in there that I've learned along the way.
That's really helpful. So that guide, I've just popped the link below for anyone who wants to go look for the guide. I was going to tell you later to shop for pretty vinyls, but the guide is there as well. So that's sewhungryhippie.com for that guide. That's really good that you've shared all your knowledge that way. That's really kind of you. So before I forget, I need to remind everyone, don't forget, we are going to be coming into the comments very, very soon. So if you've got any questions for Natalie, just in general, it doesn't have to be about sewing with vinyl fabric. I mean, you can ask what's Natalie's favorite color, where her favorite places that she's been in the world, what's the meaning of life, the universe, and everything.
I knew you were going to say that.
I couldn't resist it earlier after a little bit of Instabants. So just don't ask any maths questions. So we have just had a question pop up that was the next one on my list. So I'm going to pop this up here. Do you sew on a domestic, a regular one, I mean? And that has come from Dalva.
Yes. Oh, hi, Dalva. I know her. She's in gorgeous Puerto Rico, which I love, Puerto Rico. I do sew on a domestic. I have a couple different models, and I'm going to tell you about them. I have a Bernina 1008 that I actually bought in 2010, refurbished. It's 30 years old. I bought it in Cambridge in a sewing shop. If you can believe that. I still use that. It's very, very basic. It has, you know, maybe 15 stitches, but I use straight stitch and zigzag stitch. You know, that's about it. And I sew my vinyl bags on that very often. I also have a Juki 2000, not the 2010 like a lot of bag makers have. I think that's another step up. I just have the 2000, and I will use that sometimes, but I don't have a Teflon foot for that one. So if it starts giving me trouble or gets sticky, then I'll go back to my 1008 with the Teflon foot. And then I also will sometimes use this Janome, and this is a domestic. It's the Skyline S7. I use this in my YouTube videos a lot. It does have a Teflon foot, and it looks super fancy and powerful, but it's not. I would say it's more meant for garment sewing and quilting. So the fact that I can make vinyl bags on this is surprising and lovely to me, because I really do know if it would be able to. Yeah. So I use those three machines most of the time.
That's really cool. You're actually one of the Janome makers as well, aren't you? You occasionally do bits and pieces on their blog.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I've done a couple Facebook Lives with them for demonstration. Oh, she's awake. She's going to go chase the neighbor for a minute, and then she'll come back. Yes, so I have done a couple Facebook Lives and some free tutorials for them, and I always use their machines for those to make sure it all works. You know, makes it good to go. I see Dalva commented, "You owe me purple."
Yes.
Yes, I do. I have not forgotten. It's actually, I've tracked it, and it's almost here, Dalva. I've got you on my list. I owe her the soft purple, which is, it's like this, and it's vinyl, but it's like fabric.
Ooh,
so I make top with it, just to show people, like, it's just like, it sort of feels like corduroy on the back.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah.
While we're talking about sewing machines, you mentioned what thread you like to use, but what about needles?
So a lot of times I find that I just use a universal 80 chrome. I do like the chrome needles, and the brand I'm most used to is Schmetz. I just buy them by the boatload, you know. I like them a lot. Some people really, really prefer the Microtex because they're sharper and they have an easier time getting through vinyl. And I do use those too, but I'm kind of, you know, whatever's in my machine. If it works, let's do it.
No, that is fair enough. We have heard from others that, you know, sometimes you've got to try a few different needles to find out what works best with your machine. So as long as you're changing your needle regularly.
Yes, do that. Yes, for sure.
And how about, okay, aside from your sewing machine, have you got a favorite sewing tool that you absolutely love that you couldn't do without?
I would have to say it's probably those Wonder Clips.
Yes.
Yeah, because I often, other way, I will poke myself with pins and needles so often. So I find myself using these a lot more. And because of vinyl, if you put a pin through it, it's forever. So you have to use it. Yeah.
That's very, very sensible. Definitely, without a doubt. So I think we should probably go over to the comments and see if we've got any other questions, find out what people would like to know from you. But before we do, we are asking all our guests, you know, we're asking you all the questions, but what would you like to know from our followers? So if you can ask our Baganeers who are watching right now anything at all, what would you like to know about them?
I think, I'd like to know so much.
You can ask more than one question. That's fine. I'll allow it.
I think maybe I'd like to know how I could better serve or better help the community and get them to get over that hurdle of, you know, just jumping in and doing a bag. I don't care if it's my pattern. It can be Samantha's pattern. It can be Janelle's pattern. I don't care. Anybody. What do you need to just get going? Because I think that's the hardest part. It's like me and crochet. Like I'll do a couple rows and then I'm like, oh, what do I do? You know, I need somebody to say, just do this and this is how. And maybe I keep going.
Yeah. I can help you with the crochet because that's my thing. Yes. So any questions there, I'm here for you.
Nice.
Our viewers who've been watching for a while know I'm not much of a bag maker. I've made a bag. I'm proud of my bag I've made, but when it comes to crochet, I'm there. I'm good at yarn crafts and my thing. So any questions about that, come to me. But anyway, you would like to know. You would like to know from our followers what is keeping you from taking that next step, and how can Natalie help you to move on? Because you're your philosophy is that everyone's a maker, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So how can Natalie, how can Sew Patterns by Mrs. H, how can Sewing Patterns, Bag of the Month Club, and the Bag Retreat,
yes,
there's 4 of us now, how can we all help you to make the things that you want to make? So
right.
Pop down there in the comments what you think we could do to better help you, our amazing community.
Yes.
And hopefully Natalie and us, we can figure some things out.
Just
some things out for you.
You know.
Well, even if it's just something like a little video, I don't know, can you show me how to, someone asked us in Swoon, can you show me how to put number 3 zipper pulls onto the zippers because my disability is making it difficult. So one of our sew along hosts this weekend is going to give it a go a couple of different ways, and hopefully we can help this maker to get those number 3 zipper pulls on the zippers. So even if it's just something little like that,
yeah,
let us know. We can let you know.
That's right.
we can figure it out, because community is the most important thing for both, for both you and for us. We were talking about that earlier privately. It's all about the community. So yes, questions. That's what we were supposed to go to now. What do we got here? We have, first up, this question is from Tammy. How do you decide what to stock? Does the idea come first and then you look for your vision, or do you see something and you just have to have it?
Yeah, a little of both. I have good relationships with my suppliers now, and it's funny, they know what I like. And so they'll send me samples and I'm like, oh dear, I need all of it, But sometimes I do think of a project and I think, well, what kind of vinyl would A, be gorgeous, and B, be easy enough to sew for most people? And then I'll tell them kind of, can you make this, and can you have it have these qualities, and can it be no thicker than 0.7 millimeters and things like that. And so sometimes things take a long time to get, and sometimes it isn't. But as long as it's pretty and easy to use, I'm going to have it.
And again, we were talking about this earlier, that you don't stock anything that you've not tried yourself, do you?
Exactly. Yes. When it arrives, I don't care if I've stocked the product for 2 years. I still take a sample off and I sew it and make sure it's good to go. Because I've had, once in a while, something will happen and I'll be like, oh, can't sell this. What's going on?
That's lovely that you do that, though. That's really lovely. Just popped into my head now from off the back of Tammy's comment. You've got brand new zippers, haven't you, that match up with your vinyl? So was that a bit of a long process figuring those out?
Very long. And actually not all of them are here yet, but I did have them. Yeah, they're coming. But I've had them made to match a lot of the vinyls that I carry, or, maybe a couple they're close to. And again, it's the number 5 and number 3. So I'm selling those in packs right now, and it's been going really well. I'm really surprised because a lot of people sell zippers, and I thought, well, is it even going to work, But I think it's about service, and if someone has an issue or doesn't know what to do, I'm going to be on it, and email, or we'll Zoom, or we'll video chat, or we'll Skype, or whatever we need to do to figure that out. So I think that's why people stick. And
Definitely. I definitely agree with you there. I've just spotted this comment from Bal, and I want to share this with you because I think a lot of people feel this sometimes. I just have a fear of messing up. Terrified.
Yes.
You're definitely not alone, Bal. So please don't be afraid. Well, please, it's okay to be afraid. Please tell us what it is that's making you afraid, though, and we can help you. Like Natalie just said. Yeah. Natalie likes to go on Zoom or Skype.
Yep, we'll get through it. And if it's the cost of materials that makes it part of the fear, I totally understand that. And I have a lot of scrap packs, both of vinyl and fabric, in my shop for really low cost. It's pretty much at cost because don't want that to be the factor to stop somebody. So think about a scrap pack maybe.
That's really kind.
Yeah, just to get you
Yeah.
over that hurdle.
Yeah, give people an opportunity to try out that new thing,
Right.
with hopefully it not being too far out of their budget. So it looks like Monique says, for me, availability of time is what prevents me from sewing, but what would help me are tips to speed up the cutting and fusing process.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you're definitely not alone in that either.
So a lot of times when I'm making a bag, if all the outside fabric is one fabric, I'll lay out just a big piece and then a big piece of fusible. Yep. And then put the patterns and cut them out all at once. And it does get faster the more you do this. I used to be really slow at that. And now it's like, back of my hand. And using a rotary cutter also, it helps a lot to speed things up. So
yeah, if anyone watching is a bit unsure about using rotary cutters, our Tammy from our community management team did a little Q&A session about rotary cutters over in Swoon last week, I want to say, but I'm probably getting my days mixed up. And you can watch that anytime. And again, you're always there to answer questions, and we're always here to answer questions.
Yes. Oh, that's good though. That's a good resource.
Oh yeah. And with your tip about laying all the bits out, obviously you're going to get a few scraps and things from there, but there's always things you can do with them, aren't there?
Yes. I mean, I make a bajillion key fobs because somebody always needs a key fob. It's a good gift. It's a low cost, quick make for a gift, and that uses scraps and things like little keychains. A lot of people do embroidery in the hoop with vinyl.
Yes.
It's amazing. I'm just learning that. But they do little tiny projects like sanitizer bottle holder midget.
Yeah. I was going to ask, how does vinyl hold up to embroidery and applique and all these embellishments? I mean, you've answered about the embroidery, but I mean, does it work with things like applique and reverse applique?
It does. It really does. I think if it's a bag or something, you're not, not like a quilt. I wouldn't do this kind of vinyl in a quilt. But for a bag, applique, reverse applique, it all works. It's amazing.
Oh, that's lovely. So let me just have a little look and see if we've got any more questions here. Oh, okay. We have again on the fear. Trying to see who this is from. I'm the same. I'm so afraid to start because what if I'm not capable, and I hate to mess up.
Yes.
Oh, as Natalie says, try the scrap packs.
I think, I mean, this gets into psychology, but I think teachers have messed us up. Because I love teachers. My mom was a teacher. My sister is a teacher. It's nothing against teachers, but I think there is something to be said that we are not all the same. We learn at different speeds. We all have different intricacies about us and the way we do things and learn things. And if you've been scolded for messing up, get therapy and get that out of your head because you're awesome. We're all amazing creatures. I mean, I don't know how else to say it, but I hear that so much and it breaks my heart. Because I think I've been scolded a lot and it does really hurt. I cry and I have cried over silly things. And then the next day I just recover somehow. And I'm better than that. I don't need to let that, have power over me. And I think that's a piece you have to be told. Don't let it have power over you. Whatever happened in your past, let it stay there. And this is just sewing. You're going to be fine. I've got you. Everybody's got you. Your community has you. I mean, this community, we lift each other up.
Oh yes, definitely, without a doubt. We are never gonna judge on anything that you make because if take wonky stitching for instance. We all of us have wonky stitching days. Even Mrs. H, and whenever she does, we try and get a photo of it to show you so you can see you are not alone.
That's right.
You are not alone. But yeah, any questions, any issues, is this just ask, please. Please. Yeah, you're so right that we can be really harsh on ourselves because we've been taught that way.
Yeah.
And getting past that is not easy.
Right. Or we're our own worst critic, you know, just like the mirror. You see all these things wrong that nobody else even notices. I try
That's
to
so true.
Yeah.
That's so true. So someone did mention in the comments about when you're starting out, perhaps try, here we go. Perhaps try with less expensive supplies and fabrics and then make another with your precious good materials. Yeah, definitely. Try it. I think from my perspective, try and make it fun. Like, play with it.
Yes.
Let yourself have a good time doing it. And, you know, once you're enjoying yourself, hopefully it will become a little bit easier the more that you do. Yeah. But I'm not the expert, so I shouldn't be giving you advice.
No, that's absolutely right. Yeah. I always have a bin of what I call like my ugly fabrics. They're really not that ugly, but they're the ones I'm going to test things out. Oh my gosh, for that eye bag, I think I made 5 before I settled on, okay, this works, you know, and people, I think they have a misconception that you think of it and it's done. Here's the pattern. And it's like, no, I struggle. Come here, Tori. Come here. You know how I struggle.
That's understandable. We've got a photo somewhere in the archives of some of Samantha's trial bags.
Say hi. Look at the camera.
Hi, Tori. Let's make you big so everyone can give you love.
Say hi. I'm here.
What a little cutie. Hello. Pay attention if you've not already entered the giveaway. This is the bit that you want to watch right now. Oh, Tori's lovely.
What expression, don't you?
What a little blessing.
Yeah,
that's so wonderful. So I've just spotted we've had some more questions pop up while we've been nattering away there. We have from Anne, do you add interfacing to your vinyls? What type?
Yes, sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. It just kind of depends. I'm seeing, let's see here. So I did add interfacing. This has got vinyl on the bottom. This is a zipper pouch, and I used fusible fleece so that it was nice and firm, I guess, because I want that to be strong. And fusible fleece, it's soft and easy to sew, and it just fuses right on. And then often I use SF101 a lot too. It just kind of depends. For vinyl like this, or that has quite a bit of body that's kind of stiffer, I might not. You don't have to. But I just make the call depending on the bag design and, you know, just see what happens. Yeah. But yeah, definitely fuse it on from the wrong side very, very easily. I never ever touch a vinyl to the right side. I mean, touch an iron to the right side of the vinyl.
Yeah. I knew what you meant, but I'm glad that you clarified. I'm sure if there isn't already a question in that side, in the chat, we're back to front, are we? I'm sure if there isn't already a question in the comments about this, then someone will ask.
Yeah.
What will happen if you iron your vinyl? What happens?
With the soft, which I made Samantha's gold bag, you shared the photo.
Yes, the Hope handbag.
That pattern. What is it called again?
The Hope handbag. She designed it when things were seemingly at their worst. So it was her goal for a brighter future.
So I used the gold in that one, and I actually did touch it quite a bit with the iron, and nothing happened. It was okay, but I was quick. Now you can, if you're going to risk it and not, you know, risk things like I do, just put a piece of quilting cotton over the top, like for a press cloth, and that vinyl will be fine. With this one, you'll need a thicker press cloth if you're going to press it on the front and do quick presses. But I usually don't. I usually just press it from the back. And let's pretend I set my iron on this and left it for a second, 10 seconds. It'll eventually melt. and ruin your iron. So don't do that.
That's absolutely fair enough. We've had some lovely comments come in while we've been chatting away here. This is from Beth. Just have to let you know, Natalie, I'm a huge fan of all your products. Your soft vinyl and moon vinyl is soft enough for me to use even on my cheap domestic.
Oh, that's awesome.
Lovely. And Leanne says, absolutely watch Natalie's tutorials. They'll make you feel better about the mess ups. Your projects will turn out beautiful no matter what. The little oops just don't matter.
That's so sweet. Sorry about that.
That is really...
In some of my YouTube videos, I leave my mess ups in, and like, you know, how I kind of freak out for a second, and I'm like, oh, well, I get so many emails about that where people are like, I can't believe you didn't take that out, but I'm so glad you didn't, because now I feel like it's okay. I'm like, yes, it's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you're so right to do that. Our sew along hosts, our community managers, they host sew alongs here in the groups, and it's just the same thing where they run out of their bobbin thread, or their stitches go wonky, or I think someone cut through the wrong thing at one point once as well, and it's like, oh well.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, it just goes to show, you know, you may be an expert in vinyl fabric, but you're just like us.
Yeah, human. Yes.
Which is lovely. I'm seeing questions on Facebook that don't seem to be appearing on the side here for me. For instance, I've got from Liz, do you ever bind the edges on your vinyl seams?
I mean, let's see. I'm trying to think what would have exposed. Only if they're exposed would I bind them. So I think in the Wendy backpack, which is like all clear backpack, in that pattern, I bind the seams because you see them. Now you wouldn't have to. They're not sharp, but I just want a cleaner look than leaving them out. But like for a zipper pouch, well, there's a lining inside, so you're not going to see the seams. So I wouldn't bind that. I hope I answered that right. Or understood it.
It makes sense to me. And
okay.
I think our chat here on the screen is broken, because I've as well got Amy would like to know, what is your favorite snack?
Oh, my favorite snack, other than coffee, which really isn't a snack, I would have to say.
Oh no, that's an essential.
I think double stuffed Oreos, which are so bad, and probably cheese and apples, and I have them together always, like Gouda and apple. Always. I can eat my weight in cheese. I love that stuff.
I'm with you there. Mine's always been cheese and pears, but I like your idea of cheese and apple. I might try that.
Oh, pear sounds good too. We'll have to do a switcheroo.
I think maybe one of these days we'll have to do one of these videos, or possibly a Facebook rooms, where it's just us all talking about our favorite snacks.
Yes.
Maybe like a little like midnight snack party or something. We all come in pajamas.
Yes.
Again, I don't know why our comments aren't coming up. Liz would like to know, have you made a video for the Wendy backpack, please?
I have. I think I may have left it private, so the link is in the pattern. I can't remember. I'll switch that. Because I'm trying to just make them all available. But in the beginning, yeah, I mean, whatever. But I will check that to be sure. But I did make a video of that one for sure. So I'll check.
That's really nice of you. And Dalva is in love with your gorgeous glitter webbing.
Oh, yeah. I love that stuff. I have a little bit here. So it's like bag strap webbing, but it's got
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, I love that stuff. Makes a fast strap,
Definitely, without a doubt. Good choice, viewers, if you want to make Samantha's Fiesta tote, because that uses a webbing handle, so you can have a glittery handle on that.
And I should mention, if you're in the UK, you can get my vinyl and webbing at sewhot.com.
Yeah. I've got that in my outro, although I forgot to do a caption for it. But yes, that is a really good point.
Yeah.
You can get it at Sew Hot. I need to grab that for everyone now so I can put it on the screen. There you go. See if I can do this super quick.
So how do you do that?
I love this tool. Absolutely love this tool.
Oh, good. I feel sometimes like I must have been born way before when I actually was born, because with computer stuff, a lot of times I'm just like, what? How do I do that?
I think for me, I'm kind of privileged because I had access to computers from a very young age. Built my first personal computer and everything, so I've grown with the computer age. But for most folk, you sit down in front of a computer and it's clicky clicky click. So the troubleshooting bit can be a bit trickier. But this tool, sorry, this is totally not to do with bag making. Sorry, everyone. This tool is really cool because you can just copy paste stuff in and then press a button and bah. So cool. I'm in love with it.
Yeah.
Right. Back to the sewing. Back to the bag making.
I'm looking too to see if I see anything. Hello from Oklahoma. Hello. Awesome.
What have we got here? Oh, we've got yay, thanks for the plug, which suggests to me that this is, yes, it is. It's Pam.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Wonderful. I don't know if Rebecca will be online at the moment because last time I spoke to her, she was really, really busy. So, but Pam's here. So, hi, Pam.
Hello, Pam.
We love you. It's so hot as well.
Yes. Send all my UK friends to you guys.
And this question from Andrea. Do you ship to the States?
I know it sounds British, but actually, yes, I'm in the States. I love that question. I had a friend who knew me just on Facebook, and she assumed I was British. And when I told her, no, actually, I'm American, she was like, oh. I'm like,
oh, no.
I didn't think I'm British. It's okay.
She was disappointed. Oh, that's adorable.
It really was. But I shipped to the States because I'm in Wisconsin. Howdy ho.
I should apologize, Andrea. I don't know if you saw Andrea. I don't know if you saw the beginning where we were chatting about what the weather was like in different parts of the world. We diverted onto Sew Hot because that's where if you're here in the UK, like us at Mrs. HHQ, that's where we go to get our Sew HungryHippie vinyl. So now that's where we go to get our Sew HungryHippie vinyl. I think the last time Samantha ordered some, she ordered it direct from you, and I've got a vague recollection of there being a massive customs fee on it, but it was so worth it.
Yeah,
it's gorgeous.
Oh, thanks.
Oh yeah, I joined a bit late.
Yeah,
don't worry. You will be able to replay from the beginning of this video once we've finished our natter, if I ever let Natalie go, because I'm having way too much fun, to be honest. I'm going to keep you here forever. No. I am aware I've already kept you way over how long I said it would be. So I won't. I won't
spend that long. Not at all. It feels like it's been 15 minutes.
It's been 50 minutes already. 50 minutes, which is wild. So if you've got any more questions, get them in pretty quick, because otherwise I will let Natalie go and enjoy the rest of her day. So while we wait to see if anyone's got any other questions, what are you sewing at the moment? What are you planning to sew next?
I actually had a relaunch. So my first quilt pattern ever was in the UK magazine Love Patchwork and Quilting.
Oh, really?
And it was a pixelated skull. And I know that's kind of crazy, but I just recently made a mini. So I'm working on this. Isn't that kind of cute? I mean, it's like Dia de los Muertos. So
that's lovely.
It's not, I don't think that that's scary. So I like that. I don't like the scary skulls. So I'm going to get that pattern out really quick. And then who knows what's next? It's kind of
you're
fun.
welcome.
It kind of cleared my agenda for May and June. I really want to just have time to, I don't know, explore. Yeah.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, just have a little bit of a play and see
Yeah.
what happens. Well,
Right.
if you're bored at all, we've got a convertible bag so along this weekend. Oh, we've got Frankie first in Swoon, then we've got the convertible bag, then we've got the squiffy sling, and then Samantha's sewing something out of her masterclass book the following week, the last week of May. So you're always welcome to join us if you don't have inspiration.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just love that. Yes.
she'll love that that you enjoyed it. That's really kind of you. Thank you. Oh, we've got a question. Here we go. I think this has got to be Dalva, hasn't it? Yeah, that's Dalva. What kind of coffee do you drink? I think you need coffee from Puerto Rico.
So, Dalva, did you know my husband is Dominican? So he forces me to drink Dominican coffee.
Oh.
It's got a white and red label. And I'm on the spot, so I'm going to forget. Do you ever do that? Like when you're... I can't think of it, but I'll think of it as soon as we end the call, of course. But it's Dominican.
I couldn't remember the word customer earlier. I'm sitting there typing a message away, and I was like, person who buys things. Who is a person who buys things? Consumer? No.
Oh my gosh, it's true. Yes.
It does. It definitely does happen. Oh, who is leaving us? Someone is... Anna's heading off. She says, got to go. It's lovely to meet you, Natalie. Thank you for joining us, Anne. That's so kind of you.
Yes.
I think we may have run out of questions, which is probably a good thing. The only other one I had was going to ask where you found your inspiration, but we talked about that earlier.
We did, yes.
So is there anything that we haven't talked about that you would love us to know about you?
I don't think so. I just pop up about mountain coffee. Brings me from the... Oh, yes.
I'll pop that up so people can see. There we go.
All day too. Didn't I tell you I've had my 45 cups of coffee in preparation?
You did. And I figured I wasn't far behind you, but I did a count and I've only had 3 cups today, so I'm way behind.
Yes,
but they are this size, so
I love it. And now we're coming up to 10 p.m. for you. So, I mean, do you stay up late or are you like straight to bed after this?
I'm a night owl, so I'll probably be up until about 2 a.m. to be honest. But it's just how I am. This lot over here, they're used to it. They're used to seeing me pop up at all sorts of random times of the night with, hey, look at this thing. Wow. I think they don't mind. Are you more of an early bird or more of a night owl?
I think it's easy for me to stay up late. But then if I have to get up early, I don't have a problem with it. It's kind of weird. I'd rather stay up late and sleep in a little bit if I had a choice. But usually, schedules and school and stuff like that. It's like,
that's understandable. So Catherine is wondering.
That's it.
Oh, well done, Catherine. Good job. So that was Catherine who figured that out. And Dalva reckons you can't drink that size cup of her coffee. There's a challenge there. There is. Don't do it though, because then you really won't go to sleep at night, will you? With that much coffee. Yeah. But no, you are quite right. It is coming up to 10 o'clock, and I should probably go and be sociable with my husband. And you've got your family there, so you've got your daughter, I think, is home with you.
Yes. So I have 2 daughters, and they're downstairs. They're very close in age. They're 19 months apart. So, but they're very different. Like children are. So yeah, I'll go check in on them and they'll probably say, "We're fine, Mom."
But then that means you can go and do some sewing.
Right. I think that's what I'll do.
Yes. So I can't see we've got any more questions have come in. Okay. If there's anyone watching this on replay and you've got a question that we didn't cover, please, don't be afraid to send it in and we can tag you in it or we'll pass it on as need be. But if if our followers want to know more about you, where can they follow you?
On Instagram, it's Sew HungryHippie. It's SEW and Hungry Hippie. Yes, thank you. That's it. And or I have like a email link on my website at sewhungryhippie.com.
And there it is, right there.
Yay!
That's amazing. And don't forget that you also have an opportunity to win gift cards from our lovely, lovely guest today. You're giving us 2 $25 gift cards as well. So there's going to be 2 winners.
Yes.
That's so exciting.
So fun.
And to enter that, if you haven't already seen the information, just go to our blog. So mrs-h.com/blog. There is a widget there in the blog. You have to visit Natalie on Facebook and you have to answer a question about Natalie's pet, Tori. And if you've been watching, you know the answer. And if you've not been watching, then you're going to have to go over to her Instagram to find out the answer. So you have to answer a question to enter. I hope they've been watching.
I hope.
I think they should have been. And that is open until the 17th. Okay. We'll draw the winner on the 18th and let you know who it is. And 2 of our followers are going to win a gift card to spend on your website.
Yay!
That is an amazing gift. Thank you so much.
Yes, my pleasure.
That was really kind. Well, I should probably let you go. So, one tiny question. Sorry, I've just come up. What do you use to line your bags? And then I will let you go.
Yes. I usually almost always use quilting cotton. Just, normal fabric.
Wonderful. Thank you for that question, Catherine. And we've got, thank you so much, ladies, from Belle. Belle, just so you know I look like a lady, but I'm not. But thank you so much. It's very kind of you to say that, but I'm not a lady. So I like Peeps. Peeps is good. So try Thank You, Peeps.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you everyone who's joined us. Thank you, Natalie, for joining us today. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to know you a little bit better, and I've had a lot of fun, definitely, without as well.
I have. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day now.
And you too.
Thank you so much. Ta-ra for now to you. Wow. Thank you everyone who's joined us today, and thank you so much to Natalie for sharing all that incredible knowledge with us. Don't forget, if you want to know more about how to sew with vinyl fabric, there is that free guide on Natalie's website on sewhungryhippie.com. There's a free guide to sewing vinyl that you can get from over there. And you can also buy beautiful, pretty vinyl fabrics from Natalie's website. And if you're here in the UK, as Natalie mentioned, you can head over to sewhot.co.uk to find those same vinyl fabrics. Now, I've already reminded you about the giveaway. Don't forget, we've got loads more giveaways coming up this month as well. So do keep an eye on our social feeds and on our blog to see what else is coming up. And as I mentioned yesterday, tomorrow and Saturday, we're having a little bit of a break here in the group because over in the Swoon Patterns group, Nova is going to be sewing the Frankie handbag tote. She'll be prepping that tomorrow and then sewing on Saturday. And then we're back here on Sunday with Tammy to start sewing the convertible bag. So keep an eye. If you haven't seen the information for that, it's all in the guide section here in the Facebook group and on our public page on the events section, and you'll also find all that information on the calendar on our website. We do try and make it accessible for you all. So we hope to see you all again very, very soon. Thank you for joining us this evening, and stay safe and happy sewing.